Howdy all, welcome to Lax Lives. I think it's time we play a little 7 Days to Die. uh, so... It is the morning of day 8. I totally ran out of all ammo last night. Well, I know I've got ammo on that bag over there, but what a mess down here. Let's see what we can get before these bodies decay. Nothing good. A little bit of water. Some cloth. That one was a little better. Come on, dude. Oh man. There's so many of them. That's so weird looking. I've got red sky. I wonder if I'm glitched. Shoot, I missed. I know I used to get well, I saw lightning. I used to get this weird bug where I would just get black sky. And, oh yeah, look at you! Look at you, zombie I've never seen before. I mean, we saw one last episode. But I don't know what you are. What are you? Skater punk. I see. I knew those were in the game, but I hadn't seen them yet. What does a skater punk come with? Nothing. He's carrying a backpack. You'd think he'd have something useful, right? Alright. Search zombie remains. Nothing useful. A white hood sweatshirt. Aw, man, I was hoping to get something good off of some of those zombies I saw, but no, that's particularly amazing. There are totally boxes down here I've never opened. I didn't really loot this place, though, to be honest. I, didn't care about food. I mean, it's not that hard to come by. Although I guess finding some meat stew isn't such a horrible find. Take some raw meat too. Whoops. Whoops. Oh man, I didn't search the cash registers. I don't think I even came into here. I don't That's crazy. Yeah, well. I heard you out here. Okay, now let's get this smelly stuff. I just walked on a cactus. Let's get this smelly stuff back upstairs and put away. And no, let's put it in food supply here. I'm gonna eat this one. Scrap some of this down. Alright, you can have this, you can have this. I'm going to keep those. You can have that. You can have that. You can have that. You can have... Nope, that's not food. You can have that. You can have that. I'm going to keep that. And let's get my... Oh man, I need to get some water. It looks... Oh, you know what? All my supplies are on my body. I keep forgetting I've got or not a body, but a bag out there that is covered in stuff. We gotta go get that right now. With my no ammo left... I can't believe I went through all my bullets, all my arrows, trying to clear out all these zombies. Man, they dug a hole. Look at that. They dug a hole in the ground trying to get to me. They broke down my walls. There were a lot of them. That's why I wanted to build there and not someplace else that maybe is a little more important to me. Okay, we gotta get back over to the bank. That's where I left my body. So while we're headed over here to the bank, let's talk Walking Dead. So I watched well, for me it's last night's episode of The Walking Dead. And, yeah, it was good. It was a long one, too. Hour and a half. Well, I mean, it wasn't an hour and a half with commercial breaks, but it was an hour and a half TV time. Well, let's not talk the TV show. Let's talk the comic books. So, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but there's this thing called the Mandela effect, where people remember something differently than reality. And it has to do with some people thought Nelson Mandela had died like in the 80s. And so when he died, I think he died. I'm pretty sure he died here recently, like within the last couple of years. So when he died in the last couple of years here, he, you know, people were like, I thought he died back in the 80s. I remember him dying back in the 80s, but, you know, he didn't. And so one of the big ones, though, is the Berenstain Bears, and how people remember how that's spelled differently. That one for me, like, I remember them being spelled differently than they are. Which just means I don't know, have bad memory. I guess the idea is that we've accidentally crossed over into a different timeline. Don't worry, this does relate to The Walking Dead. I didn't just suddenly go off on one of my strange tangents, which I am known to do. But the really alright, let's scrap you. You get down here. Oh man, that bow is better than that bow. So let's scrap you then. And we can get back in here and get back to work on these. Okay, that one's opened. That one's been opened. This one. So, there's some other things too, like the Ford symbol is way different than I remember it being as a kid. And just some stuff like that. And so it's just weird things that you remember differently than they are in reality. And so, I have moments like that more often than probably the average person. And, maybe not, but it seems like it to me. I will read something and I will remember something that I read as being part of a story, and then later find out that what I remember is what happened, not being what happened. And I remember there's a fiction fantasy series called the Belgorod or something like that. And in those book series is a guy who can talk to a horse, or, well, he can understand horses. And he never actually talks to the horses. They just indicate that he has like a telepathic connection to the horses. And so one of the guys in the book is huge. And there's a scene in there where he talks about how he doesn't like to ride horses because they look at him like, you know, like he's being mean to them every time he goes to ride them because of how large he is. And so I distinctly remember a scene where he goes to get on the back of a horse, and the horse, you know, communicates with the telepathic guy, and they laugh about that guy's discomfort. And that's not in the book, but I distinctly remember reading that. And so that's one of those instances for me where I read it and I thought that's how it went down, and in reality, no, that's just all in my imagination. So I have read back through the Walking Dead books over the last week, and the comics. Not all of them, but the main series. And you know what? It is not like I remember it being. I totally... Somewhere in there, things are way different than I remember them being. I remember Rick getting his eye shot out, and it is not. It's just like the TV show now. So I don't know what happened to my reading of it. Also, the whole story with Negan is different in the comics than I remember it being. I don't remember exactly what went down when I read the comics, and I just remember that it was this huge, horrible fight against Negan. But I distinctly remember the end of the fight with Negan being Rick leading a horde to Negan's place and opening the gates to let the zombies in to take out Negan and his people. And that is not what happens at all. And I don't know why I remember that. But that's what I remember. And it's wrong. I do have to say that I had not read past the Negan storyline. And so I am excited for the next story arc after Negan. I can't wait to see that in this show. That's going to be awesome. But, yeah, so I just thought that was an interesting, weird thing that happens to my brain sometimes where I remember reality differently than it is. It doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. I also find that I tend to remember conversations with people better than they remember them. I had this argument. This has nothing to do with 7 Days to Die, but I have a friend who can't remember what he said to you the next day. And it's pretty consistent for him to forget that he just told you something. And so he'll just go on and on about something, and you're like, no, that's not what you just told me yesterday. And so he tries to play that off now that I'm remembering a different version of the conversation, but he really can't remember anything. He also mispronounces words, I think, on purpose, and that irritates me as well. And I don't mean like being funny. I mean like he'll say things like chaos, right? Chaos is spelled C-H-A-O-S, right? So if you look at it, it doesn't look like it's spelled chaos. And so he will say chaos every time he says chaos. He knows it's pronounced chaos, but he says chaos. Just stuff like that. And I was trying to think. He says one all the time, and it drives me crazy. I don't know. It's one of those words where the letters are said differently, and like you combine some letters together, and he says them individually, and so it just completely changes the sound of the word. And I hate when he says it. I don't remember off the top of my head what that word is, though. Yeah, I can't believe I shot my way through all my ammo. That was just crazy. Oh, you know what? I wanted to scrap this down and see what I get out of it. You can have that. Oh, there's some more in here. Here's some 9mm rounds. But so anyways, 7 Days to Die, right? Or 7 Days to Die. The Walking Dead. Walking Dead, yes. I liked Sunday night's episode. It was good. I thought for a second, I'm like, what the heck is going on? Are we getting season finale here? Why is it an hour and a half? You know what? Whatever. I don't care that it was an hour and a half. I am just glad it was. Because that was pretty awesome. Alright, those are some bad parts I am replacing here. I'm glad I kept those. Not that I use the shotgun, you understand, but I have no ammo for this thing. That's weird to me. I've never found ammo that I can use. Okay. I think I got this military fiber out of that hazmat suit. You can have the repair kits. You can have that. You can have that. I'm going to keep this with me. That's not enough steel to really do anything, though. I mean, I guess I could repair some tools with it, maybe. Definitely going to keep these arrows with me. You can have the brass. Keep those with that and that. I think I'd better get some more iron arrowheads with me, though. Let's go ahead and... Whoops. Yes, let's push every button but the one I want. Come on, game. 100. I can only make 8. Ah, I see. Because I'm out of iron. Wow. Never mind then. We're not going to get more iron arrowheads to take with us. If that's the case, though, then I don't need to take all these feathers with me. Okay, so we are going to head out and go do some... break my leg, seriously? Oh, why did I fall off there? Yeah, make me a splint again, because I'm not allowed to go anywhere without a broken leg. I am going to follow this road that way. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this road. It's right here next to me. Squishy, squishy. This one right here. And we're going to head off and do some exploring. See if we can't find another little town to loot, because this one is looted out. Yeah, we had the first visit by Negan to Alexandria, and it was pretty good. I wouldn't say anything too major particularly went down in this episode. I know there's quite a bit difference between the comic book and the show at the moment with the whole Negan stuff, because there are characters who aren't in the comics, and there are really. Thank you. And okay, I'm not carrying raw meat with me. I am going to take those feathers, though, that's for sure. And you know, just people in different positions and different people who are alive, different people who are dead. You know, we just talked about the Mandela effect. Someone was telling me that they had read the comics and that they didn't like the TV show because they didn't like how people were being kept alive on the TV show who were dead in the comics. And they specifically mentioned Glenn having died way before Negan, and that they stopped watching when they didn't kill off Glenn when Glenn died in the comics. But you know what? Glenn didn't die in the comics until Negan. So it's not just me who remembers the Walking Dead comics differently than they actually are. That'll be interesting next time I run into them to let them know that I just read through the Walking Dead comics again. Yeah, it was, anyways, the episodes are pretty good. Our last night's episode was pretty good. I don't know how it's going to play out because there's a whole different vibe to the show than what goes down in the comics. And, I know, like, one of the, like, Judith, for example, is not a character in the comics. She's not really a character on the TV show either, but, you know, she exists. Judith the baby. So that's an interesting change on the show that I don't know how they're going to play out with this storyline they've got going. And like, I just don't know. Oh, look, we got ourselves a little causeway road here across the river. Should have been a bridge. Yeah, I don't know if really much happened, like I said, on the show, other than they took all the guns. That's really it. They just took all the guns. We did see a little life in Rick toward the end of the episode. Yeah, he's not at the planning to take out Negan stage yet, I don't think. I'm honestly waiting for Carl to start killing people. And that'll be in the comics, Carl is only like 8 years old at this point. Maybe he's a little older than that. 11 years old at this point, something like that. I'm pretty sure there's a jump in the comics of like 4 years from when they take out Negan to the next storyline. And Carl's 15 in the comics. I think he's about 15 right now on the show. Maybe 16, somewhere in there. And so the show runs a little differently. I do know that Jesus plays a big part in the Negan story, and I saw that he's going to be in the upcoming episode, so that should be cool. I don't know if I mean, I liked the Jesus character they had on the show when he showed up for that one episode for 5 seconds, when he stole the truck full of supplies from him, and then they wound up putting it in the lake. I thought that was pretty funny, but he hasn't really been on the show since then. And you know, he's a major fighter in the Negan storyline in the comics. And but like I said, the comics are quite a bit different. Okay, we got a small collection of houses at least here. Oh, your head came right off, lady. Right off. I know, like, I'm pretty sure, like, Denise wasn't a character. Well, no. I mean, oh, shoot, I didn't even see you. Did I kill her? One blow. Oh, I also, I spent some of my points, to get, the next level of Quality Joe here. Oh, crap, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding out. I'm bleeding out. I'm gonna, give me a second. I need to get a bed down. I was gonna wait, but I'm gonna get myself killed here, screwing around with these zombies. Come on, guys, I just got here. Seriously? I saw that arrow fly right into that zombie and it didn't care. He's riding that crawler into battle. I put a lot of arrows into this guy. Go down. Oh, that was a miss. I'm gonna have to get the little eye out. I can't seem to aim with the aimer. Gotta have the eye. I think I misfired. Did my arrow break? Did you see that? That was weird. My arrow just kind of stuttered and nothing happened. What? Oh, look at that. Level 40. Oh, no. Oh, no. Get off me. Okay. I think that was BDUs, right? Nope, that was just a shirt. They had a little confrontation with Spencer, which I expect to happen. Since that's a plot point that needs to occur. Take both of those, actually. And, Dwight, I think is his name. He wound up with Daryl's bike, which I'm sure is a thing that needed to happen. Dwight. I don't like him. Appear to be infected. We'll get rid of that. And thirsty. And hungry. So, yeah. I hate when you zombies just show up out of nowhere. I mean, I'll admit I wasn't looking around, but come on. Okay, quick. I need to find... I'm going to pick back up my bed here, I think. Let me take one of these. That was a just in case. Let's see if there's a store in this place that I can knock out a ladder to and claim as my base of operations while we're here. This looks a lot like the place we just left. minus the stores and the bar. Is that a store? It looks too big to be a store. There's a utility place. There's a bar. No, this is a skate park. Huh. I haven't seen a skate park before. That's a utility place, though. Dude, I don't have time for you to be tuckering out. Get moving. We gotta find some place we can call home. Whoa, this is... What the heck is this? I've never seen a fortress before. Why is there do not park sign there? I better be careful. There might be landmines around this thing. Crazy. I've never seen one of these fortresses. I didn't even know they were in the game. That's cool. Okay, well, we gotta look in here. Whoa, not through there, we don't. Is this like an overrun community or something? Meds, guns, food. Oh, man. Pardon me. Come on. Oh. Dang it, I'm bleeding. Bleeding, bleeding, bleeding. Bleeding, bleeding, bleeding. Okay. Well, that didn't work. I thought maybe I could take out the bomb with that and be able to stay safe. The answer's no. The answer's no. But this is cool. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and call it here, and we will have to explore this little compound next time. So click like you like, subscribe, be sure and catch the next one, and I will talk to you later.